Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm gonna analyze the Eurocad for you, and before we jump into that, I'm gonna share with you my simple technique and simple approach, what I do every day on the daily basics to analyze the market and to decide whether to take a trade or not. We're gonna be using what we call a multi-time frame analysis. What is a multi-time frame analysis? Is the use of different time frame to predict the overall direction of the market and also to determine the entry of a potential long or buy market. So what we do in the multi-time frame analysis is like we start by the monthly time frame, we see the overall of the market, and then we go on the weekly time frame to see if we can spot any pattern. And the reason why we start by the higher time frame is because we can actually be seeing a potential good entry on the lower time frame, but we are the strong level of resistance or a strong level of support in the higher time lead us to a losing trade, because we do not pay attention on what was going on in the higher time frame. I'm gonna show you step by step, looking whether there is a pattern and spotting like reverse potential high reverse point where I can actually put my my orders entries. Here we have the Eurocad chart. I guess you guys are all familiar with this platform called Trading Views as well. I like it because it's because of its simplicity and the big range of tools available over here. I already draw a trend line for you guys so we can see clearly, like on the monthly perspective, our chart has been going upward following a certain pattern, following this trend line. We have seen this going several times around here, and also we can see this strong level of resistance over here at the edge of each higher. So in order for us to see that properly, what I'm actually talking about, I will draw for you guys so that we can be talking about the same thing. We can clearly see, like at this level of the market, there is a clear rejection each and every time the market try to break into that, so it becomes a strong level of resistance in this monthly chart on the Eurocad. So technically, what we want to see over here, we want to see this bouncing back to the previous low resistance, and we want to see coming back here, and maybe before looking forward to go upward or looking forward to go downward. So yet we don't know, because we are also using other techniques such as chart pattern and others kind of technique, like I'm gonna share with you step by step on further video as well. So I just want you guys to have a general approach, and it's always good to approach the chart on this way, because you know exactly where the market, where there are high probability of good entries. What I mean by that is, like in the trading we have the win ratio, which is 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and sometimes 1 to 8. So when you actually focus on key points such as resistance and support, you actually be into the trade earlier than everybody, and you catch more movement in the market. So say let's jump into the weekly time frame to see whether we can spot any good okay, here on the weekly time frame we can clearly see at this level of the trend line we had a breakout over here, but this was actually a fake breakout. So we clearly see the coming back, and the chart is retesting the same level of support previous of the previous support, and is actually forming a double top right now. So on the weekly time frame we can observe a double top on our chart, which is a strong kind of pattern people like to actually trade. So I guess to see this chart more clearly, we can go on the on the daily time frame to see whether we can spot something more clear and more explicit for ourselves. Okay, here on the daily time frame, these are the two double top I was telling you in the weekly time frame. So here on the daily time frame, we can clearly see this level of rejection at this level of support in the monthly time frame, and here as well. So as said, we can also always also see another kind of pattern over here, which is a divergence, but I won't drive it to it right now because it's also a part of my my next video. So I just suggest you to stick around to know each part of my techniques, how I actually analyze the market, what indicator I use to determine whether the trade is valid, and when exactly I'm decided to take the trade, right? So here on the weekly time frame, we can see this double top formation. So we want to see now the chart pattern giving us a clear validation of our chart, and we want to also use the magic to specify whether the trade is valid or not, whether to go higher or lower according to our indicators and our confirmation. Also, we want to stick on our plan, because without the plan we definitely be taking wrong trade along the way. So, and I just want to be explaining you guys, especially for us small traders, newbie as you and I. So what I want to tell you is, like, we better see the market in this way, because it avoid us to take to go into silly mistake. I know when we start trading, we are greedy and we want to make a lot of money very easily, but the trading is require a lot of patience and a lot of hard work as well. So don't take what I'm telling you right now to decide whether to enter in the market on long or a short position, because these videos are only for educational purpose. So I share with you guys my perspective and my analysis, so you can leave in the comment below to tell me whether you agree or you disagree with my approach, so that together we can learn and grow as traders. So also what I want to share with you guys here is like this key point of reversion. So what is the retracement? The retracement is actually after a long move in the market, at a certain point the market tend to reverse a little bit back, and that's where, if you are actually on the buy, that's where buyers are getting a little bit tired, so they want to rest a little bit. So the sellers are taking over for a quite short time before the buyers are taking again the hand and push the market on their direction. What I mean by that, to spot such levels, we have several tools such as pitchfork and Fibonacci. The Fibonacci retracement will actually determine at which level exactly the market is tend to reverse to go to the other direction. As for me, I will draw from the very low level to the very top. Like this, you can actually see, like, this chart reverse on the 50 level of Fibonacci. We saw several tests of this level before the market started bouncing upward again. This is just you guys to let you know about the tools that you can also be using to your day-to-day analysis. So don't jump into trade blindly without a proper confirmation of your trade. As for me, I use the monthly, as I said, the weekly and the daily to confirm the direction, and I use the 4-hour chart to determine the pattern and the entry point, and the 50 to actually snipe the entry. You know guys, most of when I was actually learning how to trade, I saw many techniques telling you when the two line crosses, then you have to take a trade, but that take a while. Sometimes you enter in the trade when it's already too late and you don't really enjoy the move in the market, whereby if you have such other techniques as support, resistance, and Fibonacci, you can actually spot the entry earlier and actually get into the trade more ahead than other trader. And it's actually where to, when you actually good at doing that, you minimize your risk and you increase your reward in the market each and every time you try that technique. I show you guys that work. It requires a lot of practice and a lot of hour looking at the chart on the daily basic and spotting exactly how the market move. I actually advise you to go with one pair at the time and learn more about how that pair move, and from then on you will know exactly how to spot your entry and your exit clearly and more effective. Well, now say we also want to make sure that we are always on the right direction. What I mean by always being on the right direction is like the market move in the sense of way that there are different institution interacting in the market. So we retail trader, we are just a very slim part of the market. So what we want to do, we want to be into the wage, into the direction non-commercial traders are actually using to. We use this tool that we call commitment of the trader. Commitment of the trader is actually a released market statistic who come every end of the week, showing us exactly what's happening in the current currency, who is weakening and who is actually gaining in strength according to the data that we are seeing. So right here on a report of the euro, we can clearly see that the euro is gaining position on the long with 90,982 plus a position on the long, and we have like 99 traders actually currently longing this currency, and this gives us a percentage of 62.29% in the long direction, which means that actually in the market the euro is actually getting in strength. So we want to see the euro's pair going upward. How about the Canadian dollar? So we go on the Canadian dollar, you can clearly see that here on the Canadian dollar many traders are leaving the table on the long position and as well as the short position, but we can clearly see that the position currently in the Canadian pair are so higher, and which gives us 68.41% in the short position on the Canadian dollar. So what we want to see, we want to see the euro Canadian dollar buying according to this characteristic. But now when we go back to our chart, we clearly see that we are in the level where the chart is actually reversing due to certain condition, because now we are at the strong support level in the monthly time frame. So you want to watch the chart and look other confirmation before taking any trade, whether to go long or short. So if you like this information and you want to see more about it, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below which pair you actually want me to analyze and how you want me, and which technique actually you want to know about trading, whether it's like trading strategy or money management as well as other pair. If you want me again to give you a detailed analysis of those pair and actually help you to understand more about those, leave the comment below and tell me more about what you are up to right now.